There was a young man named Zareb who loved God but struggled with forgiving people who had hurt others. In a troubled nation struggling with corruption and injustice, there lived a young man named Zareb. Zareb believed strongly in justice. To him, people who did wrong deserved punishment, and forgiveness was something he found very difficult to give. One quiet night, a respected spiritual elder named Salim came to see him. Salim was known throughout the land as a wise man who often carried messages of divine truth. When he spoke, people listened carefully. He said to Zareb, "Go to the city of Korava. The people there have filled their lives with greed, dishonesty, and cruelty. Warn them so they can change before destruction comes upon them." But when Zareb heard this, anger rose in his heart. He knew about Korava. It was a powerful city, but it was also famous for corruption. Many innocent people had suffered because of the actions of its leaders and citizens. Zareb said to himself, "Those people do not deserve mercy. They deserve whatever punishment comes to them." Instead of obeying the message, Zareb decided to run away. Early the next morning, he boarded a vehicle traveling far from Korava. He believed that if he could go far enough, he could escape the responsibility placed upon him. However, not long into the journey, the sky suddenly turned dark. Thick clouds gathered, and a violent storm began. Heavy rain poured down, and strong wind shook the road. The passengers became frightened. Some began praying while others cried out in fear. As the storm grew worse, the vehicle was forced to stop in the middle of the road. Everyone waited helplessly in the cold rain. Zareb sat quietly, but deep inside he knew the truth. He whispered to himself, "This storm began when I ran away from what I was meant to do." That lonely moment in the storm became a turning point for him. For the first time, he realized that running away from his purpose had only brought trouble and confusion. Looking up into the dark sky, he finally said softly, "I will go." When the storm passed, Zareb continued his journey, this time heading directly toward Korava. When he arrived in the city, he walked through the busy streets and began speaking boldly to the people. He warned them that if they continued in corruption, injustice, and cruelty, the future of their city would collapse. At first, people laughed at him and mocked his words. But slowly, something unexpected began to happen. A few people started listening. Then more people began to listen. Soon the message spread throughout the city. Business owners stopped cheating their customers. Leaders began correcting their ways. Families started treating one another with kindness and respect. Little by little, the entire city began to change. But strangely, Zareb became upset. He had expected punishment for the people of Korava, not mercy. When he spoke to Elder Salim again, he said, "After everything these people have done, why should they be forgiven?" The old man looked at him gently and replied, "Justice punishes the past, but mercy creates the future." At that moment, Zareb understood something he had never understood before. Sometimes the people we judge the most are the very people who need the opportunity to change. And sometimes the mission we try to run away from is the very reason we were chosen in the first place. Please generate image for each scene without leaving vital part.